Hi folks, and welcome back to another quick video update. As you can see in front of you, I've been slightly distracted from the 10mm painting due to a bit of a clearing up in my wargaming room and loft. I've come across a lot of old 1:72 scale plastic miniatures, and a big box too, embarrassingly big box of them, and so I thought I'd just paint them up and see what I could do with them. And I came across Neil Thomas's Simplicity in Practice rules in one of the Wargame magazines. Nice little set of rules, really basic, ideal for solo as well, because you can add mechanisms into them and just to make it that much easier to play for solo. So what I've done, I've put together already one army. This is an imaginationary army, and I've put together 4 infantry units, 2 light, 4 cavalry, 2 artillery, and over here is some extra cavalry. I'm using the Neil Thomas's 1 hour wargaming rules for the army generation, like I seem to do for most of my wargaming these days, which I'm sure if you're familiar with, you roll a dice and you get a 6-unit army, a 4-unit army, or a 3-unit army. And if you're really lucky enough in a 6-unit army and you get to roll dice, you can get 2 cavalry units. As you can probably see, it's sort of based around a sort of a 18th century army rather than the Napoleonic, although obviously you'll probably recognise some Napoleonic elements in there, because as I say, I just pulled out what I had in the box. So if we take a quick closer look, this is the sort of the basic infantry. I've gone for 6 figures per unit. The rules themselves have the figures on 1 base per unit, but I've just gone for 2 figures, or 2 bases per unit. As I say, these are 1:72 scale plastic figures, so I've just done a real basic paint job on them, and they've, as I say, they've the speed I've managed to finish this little army here is astonishing. I'm also already starting on the 2nd unit, or 2nd army I should say. So as I say, the unit, the cavalry, I think that's early Napoleonic uniforms. I think Prussian, possibly from Hat. I can't really remember. I think that's what they are. That's the standard cavalry unit, which is again 2 bases, 4 figures, and basically dragoons, because I think everyone had dragoons in them days. As I say, if you are lucky enough to get 2 cavalry, you can swap one of your cavalry for either light cavalry, lovely hussars, or you can swap it for heavy cavalry, which I think these again are Hat, but I have no idea what they originally were used for. They look like French carabineers actually, but I'm sure that was just something I did myself. And as I say, you got also light infantry, sort of based around an Austrian army, I think, really, with the white and the uniforms, and the pike grey for the light infantry. Once again, I'm sure that wasn't deliberate. And 2 units of artillery. So yeah, that's what I've been up to mainly. I've also been working on another side little project, which I'm going to have to pause the video here and put it out on the table because real lack of room. So I shall be returning very shortly. And back again, and yeah, as you can see in front of you, 2mm, I hear you cry. Indeed, 2mm. These actually are homemade bases for what I'm hoping to be doing is going to be a 1 hour fantasy war game, and these really are basically based upon Mark Backhouse's 2mm stuff that he makes, which are homemade. They're actually lumps of green stuff, which are sort of sculpted into sort of en masse sort looking units for 1 hour wargaming. And Mark himself actually is working on a Ancients wargaming rules, and if you're interested, unfortunately I'm doing everything on my phone, which I can't actually put links, but on Facebook, Mark Backhouse has got a huge amount of pictures on his 2mm scale armies, and you can find him on 2mm and small scale wargaming on Facebook. And if you want to hear an interview with Mark, with the Henry Hyde, it's on the YouTube channel, which is Battle Chats episode 16, where you can hear Mark and Henry talking about Mark's influences on wargaming and stuff like that. So if you're interested, pop over to there and have a listen. But as I say, these are my take on Mark's excellent idea of making your own 2mm wargaming units. Front two are the front four are orc warbands. So it looks like there's a huge amount of troops, but yeah, it's great. I'm really loving making these. They're great fun. These are the back here, slightly bigger guys. These are actually going to be my Uruk-hai unit for 1 hours, and right at the back there you can see some archers as well. So yeah, it's really good fun. They're really easy to make, but amazingly effective. So well done, Mark, for showing us the light of how to make your homemade wargaming figures. As I say, I'm going to use these for my 1 hour fantasy wargaming idea and project. I'm one of those people that actually started off with fantasy wargaming back in the day, in the early 80s, with my huge fantasy Warhammer armies that sadly have long been sold. But yeah, it's good fun to get back into the old fantasy armies, even if it is in a truly tiny scale. Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching the video and listening to me waxing on about all things wargaming. And as I say, thanks for watching, and I will be hopefully coming back soon, and bye for now.